Hey everyone, and welcome back. Okay, bottom line, is the bench top flat or is it not? Yes, it is flat. It is done. I actually started filming it earlier and I was showing what I was doing to do the final test, and turned out it wasn't flat yet, so I had a little more to do. But now it is flat. And you know, even if it's a little bit off, which it's not, but it'll settle over time. I don't care. The freaking bench top is done, and I'm going to start installing my vise soon. I will go over though how I went about the final, kind of calling it flat, right? So the first step I did was I took this 24-inch combo square and I make sure it's flat and not rocking any. I was actually doing it about every couple inches. And I did that to both sides. Then came back again with my winding sticks, and it is perfectly flat on that one. Perfectly flat on that one. Right? Here comes the tricky part. Okay, so at this point, what I did was I started at one end, and we're checking for two things right here. One is the bubble in the middle, right? And two, am I straight? And do I have any gaps along both sides of the top? And I kick it up on the end like this because I can see underneath the level a little bit better. And it's probably the most true and straight surface on the level. So I do that, and I did that for the entire bench. It's so nice to be done with this. You just don't get it, right? So we got this one. Now, get big glue out. And start at one end. And go to the other. Just making sure that all the way across the surface we're good and true. And this is the point where it's like, if you're going to call it like good enough, this is probably the spot you're looking at. And I'm also paying attention to the level again, right? So even when I'm over here, I'm still checking the level, the bubble. So you're checking for flatness across as a straight edge, but then you're also using the level as a level and making sure you're good to go there. a little high right here, but I'm not messing with that. It's so small that it's not worth my effort. And then you take it cross corner to corner, and you shouldn't, initially you should not be able to move it because it's touching on both sides. It's not pivoting on anything, and it's touching all the way across. Man, that is perfect. Do the same thing here. It's level, and it's touching everywhere. I am so glad to be done with this. Here's the last piece to the puzzle. Now theoretically, since they're both level, this should, I haven't done this part yet, so, but it should be, acting just like a pair of winding sticks. And it couldn't get any better if I did it again. Alright, so that is that. It is done. Finito, complete. Well, the bench top being flat anyway. I will go over it with just, sandpaper, cabinet scraper. I haven't decided yet. But the next step is installing the vise. I thought about doing the rabbets down the side, down the insides of the tops, or doing the reverse crown molding, so sort of in the corners of the well. But I decided, no, the vise is next. The vise has to be next because there's so many times that I've wanted that vise. I've needed the vise and it wasn't there. And it started to piss me off. So the vise is next. Here's the dilemma. Do I mount the vise outside, like completely, both jaws outside? Or do I sink the rear jaw in basically where this second, because the leg is right here, right? So the vise will be about right here. And do I set it where the rear jaw is inset into this like second piece right here, and this front board essentially becomes well, not this, because I'll end up chopping it out too. And if I end up doing this, what I'll end up doing is making a wider section. So I'll basically cut this part out, not the whole depth of the apron, but I will cut a section out, and that will be my rear chop, and it will be dovetailed in, like a slide. It'll just slide right into a dovetail, and the rear vise will be mounted to it. Basically, the metal part of the jaw will be underneath this 2x6 here, and then the rest of it will come in and out. That way, if I do it that way, then I have not just this one little piece as my chop, but I have, it's flush with the entire bench. And if I do that, not only will it be flush, I will also have I think it'll be a little more rigid that way, and I'm going to dovetail the rear chop that's inset. That way I can, if I need to, I can unscrew it, pop it out, and replace it. And I don't know if I showed you or not, my chops are like thick. Because this particular one, even though my vise has a dog on it, I'm going to end up drilling like an 1-inch hole and making like a 1-inch dog or a set of dogs for the vise, because I'm going to be doing some big stuff, some big chunky stuff. And I want to be able to use this bench to do that stuff. And I'm talking like wood sections that are, massive. So I need to have big, taller chops. So I may end up going square with it, but I don't know. I haven't gotten that far into it yet. But right now, I'm just wondering. I'm deciding whether to go with insetting the chop, the rear chop, or leaving the whole vise out. Kind of torn right now. So I will be making that decision tonight while I'm having a few beers and watching some fireworks. And yeah, progress. I'm done flattening the damn bench top finally. Holy crap, it took forever. If you're taking this on, to do it right, it takes a hot minute. So set aside quite a bit of time for that. Oh, and a few other acquisitions. I was looking for a cruiser axe, and I got something else to show you when it arrives, but YouTube has been a blessing to me. These things haven't arrived yet, but it'll be really awesome when they do. And I'll share them with you guys as they come in. I know you're like, what the hell are you talking about? But it'll all make sense when they get here. Special packages are en route. But I got this guy. I was looking for a cruiser axe, and I found this guy. It was actually pretty cheap, relatively. I don't remember exactly what I paid for it, but it wasn't as expensive as I thought it was going to be. Let's see if I can bring you. Maybe the lighting will be better. I don't know. Yeah, that's better. So, ECW, I have no idea what that means. Made by the Kelly Axe and Tool Company, Charleston, West Virginia. And I believe that's Forest Service marks. I don't know. Tell me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that's Forest Service marks. And 32. Let me know. I think that's probably the recommended handle length. It's the only number that makes sense to me. But I plan on making a handle for this guy. I've been wanting a cruiser axe for, or at least, double bitted. This is a little large for a cruiser axe, but it's a double bitted axe. I've always thrown around a little bit heavier steel than most, so I don't know. Put a short handle on it, it'll be my cruiser axe. And picked up a bro. Anyway, so that's what I said. The bench is flat. Now I'm making the decision for the vise. Picked up a few more tools, and well on our way to finally being done and being able to start some real projects. I'm excited and pumped up. It was a long weekend, which means not only did I get to enjoy 4 days, in which I'm only on day 3, so I got all day tomorrow off, but it makes for a 3-day work week, right into another weekend. Love it. My favorite part about long weekends. Anyways, so that's where I sit, and yeah, if you're digging what I'm doing, give me a thumbs up, leave me a comment, subscribe, do all that good, fancy, fun stuff. Friends and family, as always, love you. You guys are my life. You keep me going. Everybody else, I'll see you on the next vid.